Hello guys and welcome to Daily Market Movements. Welcome to another episode where today we are going to be analysing and talking about the NASDAQ 100. Just before I start today's video, if you would like to receive trading signals from myself, then please head over to my website dailymarketmovements.com. The website link is in the description of today's video. That's when you arrive on this site here is a video which explains how the process works and the step-to-step tasks that you would need to take in order to get to my Telegram private channel group, and I charge a very small fee of $29.99, so it's an absolute bargain. I just want to start this video as well by saying a massive well done to everyone over on our signal team. We had two fantastic signals close out in profit yesterday, which hit our take profits here in the NASDAQ 100. We traded it very, very well. But let's just explain a little bit about the movements that occurred during yesterday's trading session. Now, of course, we had the Fed come out, we had the Fed minutes, we had the Fed statement, and of course, the conference 30 minutes later where we had Jerome Powell speaking about the Fed's actions and answering certain questions by the press. And of course, this event typically always causes some volatility. And one pattern that I have noticed over the over the past couple of years with regards to the Fed, especially in the past 2 years, is that you get a fake movement going into the statement, and then when the conference comes, the market does the complete opposite. So what I've seen over the past couple of past Fed minutes is that we've actually gone up during the statement, and then when the conference has actually taken place, the market has actually given up all the gains and starts to trade towards the downside. But unlike the recent Fed minutes, yesterday we actually did the complete opposite. So we had the 25 basis point move come out, and then what happened straight after that was that we had the conference and the markets just completely took off towards the upside. And I just want to take you to the 1 hour chart, so it might actually show it a little bit better what happened here. So if I just zoom into this part here, we had if I just make this chart a little bit bigger for you all, there we go. So we had the statement come out, and the markets and the markets declined towards the downside. We gave up quite a lot of gains here. We'd been running very nicely throughout the trading session. I think the NASDAQ 100 at one point was up 3% prior to the Fed statement, and then it dipped briefly all the way down to only up 0.2%. So this was quite a big move towards the downside, as that indicates we did fall 1.9% in the space of 1 hour. And then what happened is that 30 minutes later, we had the conference where Jerome Powell come out and spoke about the Fed's actions and answered questions to the press. And he made some very bullish statements. The first one being that the economy is very strong, and he doesn't believe that there's going to be any sort of recession in the short term, and that's something that many traders have been worrying about. But one thing that is very important to understand is that the Fed have data that we cannot see. Okay, so if Jerome Powell comes out and says that he thinks there's a very small chance of the economy entering into a recession, that is very bullish news. But of course, the big headline is that there's something called the dot chart that gets brought out during the Fed minutes, and basically all of the Fed members kind of put a dot as to when they believe or how high they believe interest rates to be at any particular date or year. So, for example, it will indicate how many Fed members think that interest rates are going to be up above 1% in 2023. And then the same for 24, etc. And there was a large shift in the dot plot chart, which basically indicated that Fed members now anticipate for there to be 7 moves in 2022. So we've just had the first move towards the upside, meaning that there'll be 6 more moves towards the upside. And the unique thing about that is that there's actually only 6 Fed minutes meetings left throughout the year. So that means that if that dot chart was to be correct, don't forget they're not always spot on, that would mean that the Fed would have to hike interest rates for every single meeting going throughout 2022. And short term, that is, it should be seen as bearish news, because it basically means that the Fed minutes was a little bit more hawkish than initially anticipated. But long term, it's actually very good news, because now the market, it won't be a shock to the market. It would have been a lot more bearish medium to longer term if the dot chart suggested that there'd be 5 interest rates going into 2022, and then let's say we got to the end of July and that dot chart actually indicated that there might be 7, or Jerome Powell indicated through his conference that they might have to hike even further. That of course then leaves room for a much more hawkish Fed. So very good news yesterday, and the NASDAQ 100 reacted superbly to this news, and that is one of the most bullish aspects of the trading session yesterday, and we haven't seen a bullish day like this for a very long time. We basically had the Fed come out sounding a little bit more hawkish, but the market has traded towards the upside. What does that tell me? Well, that tells me that the market has already priced in that the Fed is going to be hiking 7 times, and that's what I think I was explaining it on Monday, like what has the market actually priced in here for us to be down 22.73% when we were down at 13,000? Well, now I can tell